Okay.
It's just supposed to go live. So
I think it does. That's what happened last time. See, this was the thing. I'm telling you. I mean, Jeff, I've seen on my pants here. I was about ready to just grab the dog, get in the car, and drive up there thinking, man, he's like, oh, I don't know what I did. I'm not, oh, man. And then we're on. We're there. But that's part of the fun of this show is you get to see us basically like,
these couple idiots that try to do this. So
this isn't like
these couple idiots over here, Tony.
This isn't.
It might be just this one.
This isn't like those usual shows where it's all prepped and done. We show it coming out of the skillet onto the plate before we bring it out to you.
Here it comes.
But yeah,
so we do have a couple pictures.
Really awesome of getting that whole set of those. And what pictures have you got? Did you get pictures from Ohio? Your trip?
Yep. Let me share it here.
We tried. It was rainy as all get out.
Mm.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
So that's right at Berea Tower.
Oh, it's flat car. Oh man.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
What, 720 cars?
20 of those, yeah.
Probably.
Wow.
Oh.
This is do not do. Driving down the highway, catching this at Jansen, Nebraska.
On the lead, too.
Yeah, that's odd for being out there, yeah.
BE Towers.
Oh, and yeah, I want to mention that. I got that running in Model Road News, and I know you guys ran that, or you debuted that at the show, yeah.
It was really cool. So got more on order coming. So those guys do good work.
For sure.
We got an N-scale auger coming. So that's gonna be pretty awesome too. So I know you don't really care about N-scale, but that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I like N-scale.
I don't know the display models, our display model for the augers.
There's nothing wrong with N-scale. It's fine. I just got the first responders boxcar from Alice today. You guys got those?
Nice. Yeah. Very cool. So do you have do you got like shelves set up to store everything, or how do you keep your collection? Do you keep it in boxes?
This would have been the living room, I guess, in this house, and there's shelving all over around me there. I don't have a dining room anymore. I got rid of the table years ago in there, and it's all shelving.
Shelves. Yeah. No, that's cool.
Everything not organized, unfortunately. So a lot of times, like, I know I have one of those. I remember seeing it someplace. Hang on, and then I can't find it. I go on eBay and buy another.
I love it. That sounds totally like myself.
It's wild.
I found an old school microtrain 6-pack of Southern Pacific bulkhead flats this last weekend. I'm pretty sure I got half of those numbers somewhere in my collection, but I was like, there's no way I got all 6. I need all 6 numbers. I talked myself into it by the end of the show.
Sometimes that works out. Yeah. There's some Intermountain 60-foot boxcar. It's a brown Rio Grande that I have 3 or 4 of, because every time I see it at a show or something, like, oh, hey, that's pretty cool. I don't know if I have that. And it's like, oh yeah, you got 3 or 4 of them. Yeah.
I think we might be live.
How do we tell?
I forget.
We show up someplace.
What's that? Yep, there we are. We are live.
We are?
I think we are live. So
wow.
We've just been rambling.
I know. Check us out. Yeah. So hey everybody. Mike Jeff, Spring Creek Model Trains. And we got Tony Cook over there. Yeah, with third brother. Wait, you're the favorite, are you?
I'm the favorite. You say third because that doesn't really mean anything, because I'm the favorite.
No, you're the older. I thought you were the oldest.
Oh, I'm just the old one.
You might be the favorite and the best looking one. And then I'm the third favorite.
Oh, there you go. All right.
So how are you fellas doing? You just got back from Ohio, didn't you?
We did. Back from Ohio. So it's all good times. We had a really good time out there at the Berea Great Train Show, I think is what they call it, right?
Great Maria.
Great Berea Train Show. It's at the fairgrounds out there. So good time. Got to see a lot of awesome customers. Talk with a lot of friends right out there. So
Yeah.
that was all good. Had a good time with that. Got to hang out with the Yelton guys from Yelton Models. So they were there with us, showing off a lot of their new stuff. So we can get into that a little later. And I don't know.
Wow.
It was a good trip out there, right? We had a
Yeah.
fun trip.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yep. Got to see Athens for me for the first time. We stopped by and saw Athens.
Oh, Champagne, their offices.
Horizon.
Sorry, yeah, the
Yeah.
Horizon area, but Athens was why we stopped by. But,
Oh, cool.
so that was fun. I got to see that. Didn't take any pictures, but
It's just,
and Jim and Mark were both remote working that day that we stopped by. But that was
Did you get to see anything like that? You know, somebody was working on that. Like, oh, look at that.
no,
no,
No.
Okay, no.
nothing that
nothing we can
cool.
tell on a live Facebook show.
Okay, all right. I know how that is. Yeah.
Shoot.
Were
No,
you
it was
guys
good. All
in?
good.
Did you guys do the Kansas City show? Was it last weekend? There was a. Were you at
Yeah,
that
mom
one?
and dad were down there.
I didn't
Yeah,
make it
yeah.
over. Yeah, I was busy working on Model Railroad News' December edition, I guess. That I just had to press and working on Diesel Era. And I kept planning to get away one of those days, figuring somebody'd be over from Spring Creek, and I didn't make it to the show. But
Yeah,
Yeah,
yep, they went down. We haven't been down there for a while, right? So,
yeah, it's been definitely more than a year.
are you guys going to do, I think in December, like 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, somewhere around there? Is that one KCI show? Have you been down to that one?
We haven't
We-
done that one.
We had in the
Well,
past, but
yeah.
we're not doing that one this year.
Oh.
So what, that weekend we will be in Boulder, Colorado.
Ooh,
No, Longmont, it's Boulder County.
Sorry, Longmont, Colorado, Boulder County Fairgrounds, right, or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. But the train show booth will be out there. And then we're having a little deal here in town with our Chamber of Commerce, calling it the Deschler Express.
I
So,
saw this. Tell me
gonna-
about it.
yeah, so we're teaming up with the Chamber of Commerce. So the chamber, we always do we call it Breakfast with Santa here in town. So the Lions will cook pancakes and then Santa shows up, and then there's like a cookie walk and for fundraising. And but this year we're adding in from the chamber standpoint several vendors, like craft fair vendors. So stuff, I guess the way I describe it is there's a lot of stuff for your significant other, right? Things that you might want to buy for Christmas, things the significant other might want to buy for themselves, right? Or whatever.
You
So-
can't get all that stuff at Spring Creek. I mean, they just buy trains.
No,
Just
no,
buy
I know.
trains.
We just got trains.
Trains.
So you get that for, you know,
If they open it, they're like, hey, I don't even. It's like, that's fine. I modeled that, and
That's right.
shoop, I'll take it.
yep,
Yeah.
come down as a pair, right? You can buy Christmas presents for each other. So it's like perfect.
Now, when is
So
this?
yeah, no, the plan, the store's gonna be open, right? We're gonna have some in-store only sales going on for that weekend. So, come down and check it out, right? It's really not too far away, right? I mean, most people have been to this town, right? It's only a couple blocks long. So
That's true.
the craft fair is down at the event center. That's where we normally host the train shows, but we won't be down there. We'll be up at the store that Saturday. So be looking forward to that. So
Which Saturday is that? When is
December 9th.
December 9th? Okay.
Yep.
So I still have time to get I'm just not going to shave for a while to get the Santa Claus beard going.
Heck yeah, come on. We can use it. I love it.
Put a little hat with antlers on Bandit that he can be pulling the sleigh, little red nose.
Well, our library actually brings in some real antlers or reindeer.
Oh,
So,
cool.
Yeah,
Wow.
so there'll be a couple of reindeer too during the day.
Oh,
So,
how fun. And pancakes.
so we're trying to team up with all the different organizations in town. Do our part to right? Help promote it. So.
That's awesome. How speaking of that, how's the fall colors? They're finally popping here in Northwest Missouri. Last week, they've really hit a lot on my block. You guys getting a lot of good fall colors?
Just here this week, really, it finally
Yeah.
started turning.
Yeah, there's a couple like towards the top of the trees, but
Yeah.
I wonder how long they'll last with how dry we
Exactly.
really dry. So
Yeah, I thought the same, but I've got probably up and down my street. There's 2 or 3 trees, just beautiful orange gold, but most of them are still green. And we always get a good storm, and boom, they're gone.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's been dry. Yeah.
yeah. That is
I got a bunch, I promised some new stuff, and I think I've gone above and beyond doing my homework.
Oh,
for this
you've
show.
done.
Think so.
Yeah, I'm excited about this
Let
today.
me
Just with your little
see
comments earlier on the
here.
post, it's like N-scale galore. I'm ready.
Have we got it?
Oh, there it is.
There it is. Okay. I reached out to Vincent at Kato because they've been teasing these new GEs. These are in scale, and they've shown some of this, but we really not gotten a good look at all the artwork yet. And these are some of the new.
400. They haven't run that.
Yeah,
This is exciting, Tony. They haven't run their AC4400 for a while. So.
I think these are all spring 2024 delivery.
Yep.
And so these have not been seen any place other than they've shown like maybe part of these illustrations, but I just got these from Kato. I really like this gray KCS de Mexico, and see the below the cab number there on this, the second picture down would be the fireman side, that this, see the bell painting on the, like they've changed out. Yeah. One
Oh,
of the
that is
things.
cool. That's
So
really-
that's coming. There's Canadian Pacific.
that's a good paint scheme with the beaver.
And
I like that beaver logo.
I love the steerable trucks. Yeah, I think the KCS has
Oh
some.
yeah, that's really
Oh.
cool.
So yeah. And then Union Pacific, and it will be this scheme, the Building America one. There's so many. It's amazing some of the variations on the UP schemes now, and some going back doing the before the Building America scheme too. So, but this will have the wings on the nose and all that. But again, yeah, this is first time we've gotten to get a look at these. These are coming in the spring, in scale from Kato. Should be sharp. Yeah, I can't think of when these have been run since. I had a couple people email asking that, saying I think it's been 10 years since they've run these. I don't know if it's been that long, but yeah, it has been a while.
It's been a while. Yeah, I can.
Craig at Blueford Shops, 14 panel hopper cars. I love his freight cars, and I know you guys carry them. These were announced in the last week or so, and I pulled a couple of he sent me the illustrations on the ones coming, the Santa Fe. I always like when the color match the car and the truck side frames, like on the Santa Fe's, always makes for a striking looking model.
It does.
A lot of these are a lot of Eastern roads on this round. And I thought this was really neat. I think it's a New York Central. You can kind of tell by the typeface, a New York Central subsidiary, but I'd never seen it before. Do you guys know of Canada Southern?
No, that's new.
It's new to me.
Yeah, new to me too. That's really kind of caught my eye. But and there's a whole group. There's about a dozen different road names for this. Is the Blueford Shops N-scale 14 panel 3-bay hopper cars that'll be. And I forget. I think he's just announced them recently, so they're not here yet, but will be soon. Moving to HO, the first run. I think it's the first time that this was the first new tooling Spectrum model back in like 1989, and it's moving to the regular Bachmann line. DCC and Sound, I think, comes in for the first time, and Amtrak is one of the new road names. Oh, that was really cool. I think that was like Beech Grove switcher at one time or another, and I love that.
Yep,
That is just sharp looking. But these little 44 tonners are coming in HO from Bachmann, and they shared these pictures this week. And I asked him how soon. He said they were still fine tuning some of the electronic stuff from these early samples, but that they had expectation of having them in the next few months or so. How about this car?
Yeah.
Isn't this
For all the
neat?
beer lovers out there, this is it right here. Little Miller Lite.
Got this from Intermountain this week, and I had to remember him announcing it and kind of forgot about it. So when I saw it, I was like, oh, wow, cool. And it is real. And those that know, the Miller High Life logo, really was on the door. And then this is for it was spent grain used in brewing beer. I've got it in reference material somewhere on these ribside cars, and they rebuilt a few of them with these hatches on the top. And then the door, I guess, designated that with the Miller logo, that was a service that it did. But these are new in HO scale. Yeah, brewery spent grain with roof hatches. And there are regular rib sides too. I assume you guys got some of those. Yeah.
Absolutely. Got 'em all.
That's a sharp car. And collector wise, this I believe is the first time Intermountain's done this variation. Man, Milwaukee's always popular. So don't miss that. That's a cool car.
That's super cool, right? And I think they did 6 road numbers in that.
Did they for that? It's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, how wild is that? Back when everything rode in a boxcar,
I
regardless.
know,
Yeah.
can't even imagine. There's a lot of effort. goes into
My
that.
and then my surprise. This is my surprise for the week. I went down to Class 1 Model Works last Friday, a few days ago, almost a week ago now. I don't know where this week went. And got their group of these are their Thrall HO scale high cube boxcars. They're not here yet. These are the first production samples over from China. They're still making a few refinements on some of the paint and a couple of detail things. They'll have the 4-door and the 2-door versions. And you see these are early samples with like these dummy white boxes. Still smelled like paint that they just were finished. I'll have these in Model Railroad News, but I wanted to share them here. I really look at the tack board. That
That's
it, yeah, it looks like they're printing, see on the Milwaukee to give it that wood look.
Yep.
Isn't that cool? And the wheel faces are getting
Yeah.
painted too. You know, Scale Trains just did that on that one locomotive
Right.
release. So I feel like, you know, again, we up our game and then everything moves ahead in the hobby. And
Yep.
it's like, oh, weren't they always? It's like, yeah, there was a time when they didn't. But I think that's got a really cool look.
That is a cool look.
And man, check out all the piping, coupler cut
What's that?
levers.
What's the yellow patch say there by the PC?
This car excess height when empty return to Penn Central. I can't something yard Detroit.
No, that's awesome.
The Thrall logo, and again
Backboard. Yeah.
tack
Oh,
board with the
yeah,
wood
look at that.
grain is killer. I mean, it's just an
Oh, look
odd
at that air.
little detail, but
Yeah.
yeah, how awesome is that? And yeah, the underframe detail just spectacular. Again, these are both Thrall prototypes that they're doing 4-door and 8-door, 2-door. I always called them 4-door, counting both sides, but now with these more modern ones that have come out, I hear that is what this is 2-door and the other is 4-door. Might have been that old blue box Athearn confused me years ago as a kid. That might have been how they advertised them way back when, and I'm still calling like that an 8-door and that a 4-door, but who knows? Could just be, I'm getting old and forgetting. I like this Detroit and Toledo short line. That's really cool. Expressway for industry. The paint jobs on these are just spectacular. And they hope to have these out, around the first of the year. So I know you guys will have them, that you carry the Class 1 stuff. But yeah, really, really awesome. This Illinois Central, this is how I knew they were arriving, is I had an email from Stephen Priest at Class 1 asking about using my dad's picture. He says, can we use this picture? And it's this, I have a picture of your dad's, that's what we use to make the car. I'm like, oh yeah, he'd be thrilled. That'd be great. He loves those cars. This is at Dupo, Illinois, over there by the Cotton Belt and Illinois Central Yard and south or north of the Mopac. 1969. In fact, you can see there's a Mopac Jeep sitting back there.
Yeah.
And then I had Chef Dan send me some pictures that he wanted me to share today. This is a grain dryer, I think, that he's printing, and it's going to go for Iowa scale. Tell me is this a separate piece you get, or is it going to be part of the Iowa scale deal?
No, this will be a separate piece. So we also worked with them and developed a different fan. I can't ever say them right, but centrifugal fan is the other one. And then this is just a normal blower fan, kind of an older generation fan. But yeah, he's updated this model, got the better transition into the bin. So this is what blows air into your bin to dry the corn or the beans or whatever.
Help
Yeah.
maintain the moisture level.
So
I was
keep
listening.
that all going. So these are going to be great add-on detail parts for any farm scene.
Yeah.
So this is really for a farm bin. So
About a couple weeks ago, I listened to this nonstop that the grain elevator a few blocks north of me redid or did something and had a new one. I'm like, what is that noise? What's the neighbor? The neighbors are doing something. And finally asked one of the neighbors, like, no, it's they put a new fan system in on the thing and all the corn has come in. I'm like, oh, okay. It's like I couldn't decide what seemed like something's about to take off about 2 blocks north of me.
These will sound like that big time.
Yeah. And then look at these action figures. Wow.
I don't know about sharing this.
Why? And I've already,
I don't know if we're really ready for Spring Creek action figures.
you
so.
know, and I already got, and you can see, look at this, look at the, I mean, we're looking at these two, and we got one guy pointing, telling the other guy to get busy and go to work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You
we
know,
did the scan while we were setting up our booth. So the N-scale might have been done already at this point. So
that's for,
That's
I assume this is N and that's HO, and I've already gotten a message from one of the guys at Yelton saying, so what shows are you going to be out and how far east? Because what are they in Canada?
yeah,
Because we got to get you scanned, that way we can offer a set of all three of the Zucker brothers. I'm like,
oh
oh
yeah,
gosh, I don't know. Yeah,
it's gonna happen. We're gonna get yeah, we're gonna
that's
get
what they
Dave
told
Deb
me. Yeah,
scanned, so.
that's cool. And speaking of that, yeah, boy, I can't believe we're cruising into the end of October. How is that possible?
Crazy.
I mean, I haven't even started stacking up on Halloween candy yet. Not that I give any out, but I always buy a lot of Halloween candy, you know.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
but this came out this week.
I take a dad tax, Tony. So when the kids come back, there's a dad tax of candy that ends up in my pile. So.
Man, that is tough.
See, well, but it's
Oh.
life lessons. That's
I
what it's
guess,
about.
yeah, I guess so. Wow, a dad tax on the candy
Dad
hauled
tax on
in.
candy.
That's sad. That's rough, man. But
It is hard.
that's harsh. Yeah.
Uh,
But the Katie Christmas, their annual Christmas car came out. I like the white on the ladders, the brake,
It
the
is.
grabs. Yeah, it really makes all that pop and jump out. That's very cool.
I like the whole theme of it, the letters for Santa, right?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
West of the North Pole, so it's
And
pretty cool.
I hadn't looked yet, but I'm guessing 31. They've been doing these forever, and they're each year. I'm assuming the 31 means this is 30 to 31 years that they've been cranking these out, because that would be about right. Their boxcar arrives in the late 90s. So wow.
They're
That's
moving
very cool.
fast too on these, so there
Oh.
ain't much left out there. So.
Very cool. But yeah, that's out. You can get that at Spring Creek. New books. Have you guys gotten this in yet? The second
we did.
Amtrak?
I
I
was
got
personally
what's
pretty
that?
excited about this one. The 71 to 21 is just kind of a neat time
Yeah.
period for myself, and I need to break one out. I got
Yeah.
it. Well, I was really
Well,
waiting for
just wait
Dave
for
to buy
Dad.
it, so, and then I was gonna go take a look at his. So, that was my plan. So
I had it come in, and I had intended to break it open and look at it, and this is one that I think out of all the White River book projects I hear about this. When is that coming out? When is that coming out? Because that first one has been sold out for a while. This is the new updated edition of Amtrak by the Numbers. And yeah, I got it in, and I had a reviewer that was excited about it. So I sent it out wrapped. I never broke it open, and I haven't looked at it yet.
oh
But
man,
yeah, but highly anticipated. The last one was spectacular. I use it all the time for, reference on, because it's got all the passenger cars, all the locomotives. I mean, if it was Amtrak and it had a road number, it's in that book. And
Yep.
that's really cool. Yeah. This came in the other day. I don't know if you've hit that on your newsstand. I know you guys carry all the White River magazines, but Clinchfield is the November cover of Railroad Model Craftsman. And Clinchfield is one of those roads I forget about it at times, that I'm not that big an Eastern roads guy. And, they would have been in CSX for what it did. Clinchfield didn't go into Seaboard, I don't think, the Seaboard system, or did they? No, but I mean, they're basically gone by 86 when CSX happens. They're in that. But this is a really awesome railroad. And editor Otto Vondrock does a thing in the back, about 2 or 3 pages, on Clinchfield with some prototype pictures, and there's a map, I think, of the Clinchfield system. The thing that really caught me, as much as these SD45-2s, and as you caught the elevated curve, look at the coal hoppers in the background.
Yep.
Which, man, one of these days I got to build a model railroad. I love this guy.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I love this guy's highway. I mean, does that not look like roads in our area? I mean, that totally looks like what I drive down to get to Deschler. Like, man,
Oh yeah,
that's awesome. But that is November's Craftsman that's landing right now.
just look at that building in the background too. I mean, his building on the background.
Yeah, and you can see where the backdrop. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I'd love to see a little more of that detail behind the engine there. Looks like
there's
he's got a cooling unit or something back there.
lots of pictures of the guy's layout. It's this would be such a great thing to build too, because when you look at that, that's like no deeper than your arm,
Right.
basically. I mean, that'd be a great shelf layout.
Yep.
Yeah. I have no idea why I'm not hammering and putting, yeah.
Well, if you ever need help, the brothers will come down.
And speaking of Clenchfield, there's that. And then this is, I think, Carl Graves. I've had a lot of emails on that, this Burlington Northern article that, goes through all it's got the big GEs and the coal hauling and such. So that's in TRP, Trains and Railroads of the Past. But yeah, all sorts of good stuff there. If I can remember
I
how
remember to get that one ordered. I don't think we carry Trains and Railroads.
Do you not carry TRP? Yeah. It comes out quarterly and it's all color, and there's always lots of good, articles on older stuff. Speaking of that, did your dad like that?
Oh yeah.
Rock Island.
Oh yeah. That was big.
Happened to be shuffling. I'm just finishing up the next diesel era, and I was setting that to the side. And I thought I got to ask the guys what Dave thought of that, because I know that would be right in his wheelhouse of roads that he loves.
Oh yeah. No, the Rock Island in the last show we were at in Beatrice, right? There was a ton of SD40-2s walking around the show, right? There's a big following around here, Rock Island.
Yeah.
So
that's very cool.
Pretty fun.
The next diesel era that I'm sending to press the end of this month has got the Silvis, the GP40s that they started to rebuild and painted them blue the rock, and they got a few of them done. Then the railroad died, and they basically never got to run them, and they end up being like Go Transit, the green and white, and get rebuilt, and then EMD leasers, and I follow them through from 1980 forward where they all ended up, and I've got pictures of them from before when they were Rock Island, and some died in primer. They were sitting in Silvis just in that rust colored primer that they never got finished. So more Rock Island on the way.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
That's cool. That's one of the coolest things about the diesel era, and is the history, right? I know you and I traded maybe it was on here, but we were talking about that one grain elevator locomotive.
Oh yeah.
And you gave like the whole history of it. I think
it was Frisco. Yes, yeah. I think I'm still chasing that down. I've got that. I have it's like Frisco 474 or something, and I do have that coming where I've got someone else sending a picture of it once it got the logo on the side. So I think when you first saw it, it wasn't finished. I got a finished version of it, and then I'll have a picture of it as it was as a Frisco beneath it. But yeah, it's fun because you don't think about it when you see some of those locomotives.
No.
That it's like, really, that's what that was. I wouldn't even, like, I think in this diesel era I've got shots of a UP Jeep 40 over in Atchison that had just been painted, and my thought it would be maybe it's Rio Grande, maybe it's what no, it was I think it's Chesapeake in Ohio. I caught this one weekend going out railfanning, and again it was brand new painted, and I thought, yeah, that must just be something UP heritage, and it's not. It's an old, I gotta read my own magazines to remember what it is.
I love
it. Baltimore and Ohio.
Wow.
1966.
Made it all the way over to
UP 40 and became UP. But yeah, wow, you never know.
Well, that's one of the cool things, right? I mean, like on both of our layouts that we're planning, right? We're in a design phase for Jeff, so we're way farther along, but he's got a short line, he's got elevators, a steel mill. I guess the steel mill might not have its own switcher, but the elevator is going to have its own switcher. So like a little bit of a history of where that switcher came from, even though, right, it's always been in an ADM paint scheme.
True.
It's pretty fun to think about, right? And makes up for have that part of the proto freelance, right? That he's going to be doing. And myself, I've been thinking about that a lot. Of like, mine's going to be an old Rock Island line with SP's running. So, do I have a farm elevator that has an old Rock Island patched out locomotive? Doing some switch. That might be kind of cool. I don't know.
Cool.
So that'd be cool. Something I think about every once in a while. So
awesome stuff.
Random thoughts from Mike.
Yeah, that's part of the fun of the hobby. Is something strikes you see something, whether it's a model or prototype picture or something, and suddenly I'm down a rabbit hole of what was I doing earlier today, and it's like, oh yeah, but then this came in. I look, I'm like, oh wow, I think this was so and so's before it was this, and and suddenly the whole day's gone. But
well, we got some pictures to show. Jeff took some pictures of our rail fanning that we've done the last couple days or weeks. So go ahead, Jeff. Where are we at on this?
Well, we're in Berea at BE Tower, which Yelton Models has created an HO and an N-scale. It's they've got a mock-up or display models down, and they are fabulous.
Yeah, they're pretty
really
cool.
nice.
Such an
Of course,
iconic
being
tower.
in Berea when they brought them out, we had, I think HO, we sold them out in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, felt like
Wow.
it.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
And we have people looking for more. I know I personally want one for the modules I have.
Yep, and we got more
We're gonna-
coming. We're
we're gonna be
working on
coming,
that
so-
order right now with Yelton to get more coming here into the States. So
And
Yeah.
it's a plastic kit, correct?
Yeah, it's a
Plastic
3D
components?
print.
And
Resin.
and has, I think, interior in the second
Yep.
floor from
That's
the
correct,
pictures
it
that he
has.
shared. Yeah, I'll have
Yeah.
pictures of it in, I think, December's model or news. And there's shots of the second floor that shows some of the equipment. So awesome
yeah, it's
kit.
pretty
Yeah.
awesome. So it's cool. So it's such a cool spot to watch trains. So this is the CSX line, right? Running right in front of where we're.
Yep.
I like to say we're tailgating and watching trains. It's pretty awesome.
It is. It's very
Yeah.
cool.
We caught several of these though, right? This
Several
is just the
CSX.
one we got.
This is the
picture
one
of.
that was not raining in.
Yeah.
And then we had an NS come by finally on the other, on the NYC. It was hauling
Wow.
a bunch of John Deere tractors.
Oh, that's awesome.
I thought it was really interesting. We don't have a lot of pictures to show it, but the tire load, it was everyone that had a tire load was different than the last one on the tire load. So it was pretty cool. So,
And I was cheating here. I'm just hanging the hand out the window trying to take the pictures. So that's why they're not so great. But
It looks like the weather wasn't cooperating to be outside.
no, not at all.
Yeah.
Railroads were, but the weather was not.
then I think we had to get to the show. It was our other.
Well, that's the other problem.
We were running out of time.
I know that Stephen with Yelton, he on Sunday morning, I think it was, he caught the Monongahela Heritage locomotive going
Oh,
through.
cool.
Yeah. And then our last picture.
This is Jeff being crazy. So
Don't try this at home.
this is on the UP branch from Fairbury, Nebraska to Hallam, Nebraska. And that CSX was a leader of a small
Wow.
train of tank cars.
Oh, sorry.
So I didn't have time to get stopped, so I was just snapping it as I went by. And
That's crazy to see the CSX leader on the branch.
Exactly. Yeah. It tends to, if you see those, they're always kind of hidden in the back. I caught a NS over on the Marysville branch not long ago, kind of like that. And it seemed odd because you'll see a foreign power, but not usually on the point like that. So cool.
Right. So yeah, that was really cool. So that was, and you don't catch trains on that branch either. You drive that over from here, you go over there to Beatrice, you're driving along the branch. And, man, you'll probably count it on my one hand, maybe two hands on how many trains I've ever caught.
yeah, I
wow.
don't catch it very often for sure.
I have great luck on the Marysville, the westbound. You know, they'd come north out of Kansas City, across to Atchison, and then northwest towards Marysville and up towards you guys. And I always have good luck there. It seems like in the afternoons on the weekend, where it's just one after another. That they'll run at about 4, 5, 6 westbounders in a block, because that's the way that line runs.
Yep.
But not bad. So what shows you got coming up?
Well, we're going to Wichita. Will be our next show here, and we got this weekend off. All of us. Jeff and I are doing
We're participating in OS Omaha.
this weekend, so get to operate on 2 new layouts that we've never operated on before. So that's gonna be fun. Good to go up and hang out with folks. Then mom and dad are the weekend after that are going to Wichita for the train club, toy train club annual show down there. So we kind of do that one every other year thereabouts. Take it down there for that one. And then right after that, we go to Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
But we're also at the RPM in Benton, Kansas.
I'll
Right?
be at the Mid-Continent Prototype Modelers meet in Benton, Kansas, which is
Right.
right around Wichita area.
I think I've been to that a handful of years ago. It's almost down at the Oklahoma border, isn't it? Pretty
No,
far south. Not that
Not
one.
too far south. It's,
Oh, okay.
it's east of Wichita.
Oh, okay.
Just east of this. Yeah. And then after that, I'm gonna take off. I got a friend that I'll pick up in Pueblo. Him and his wife is gonna go with my wife and I down to Albuquerque. We'll be running a train show in Albuquerque what's that, the second week in November? We're
Yeah.
doing that, and then trying a new show the week after that in Xena, Ohio. It's kind of between Dayton and Cincinnati. So we're gonna send the trailer out that way, and then we'll be back down to Collinsville, Illinois, right at
Yeah, right after
Thanksgiving time frame. So,
Oh, that's always, I remember doing that show a lot. Yeah, it's a good show.
yep, that's a fun show. So Dave and Deb have always had a good time down there. So
Wow,
it's
busy,
just tough
busy.
for us. I mean, it's a long drive, right? And get down there to set up with the Thanksgiving holidays. So it's not an every year kind of thing, but the family events this year kind of work out to where they can go. So
Very cool. Very cool. And
busy,
then,
busy again. So
how's the website coming along?
Slow. Our point of sale system has been discontinued product from the manufacturer, so we're in the midst of a big conversion there. So trying to learn a new system is always fun.
yep. So that's been a
Always.
challenge right now, just getting through that. So we got a lot of data processing back and forth. The goal is not to have the website go down for a while, but we may end up having to take the website down for a day or two, or a week or whatever it takes, so we can get it up and running again and
It'd just be the sale pages. The rest of the site would
still be there. Yeah. So anyway, just patience with us, right? We're all going to be learning a new system here at Spring Creek, and
we are seeing all that new stuff. So
yeah, all
you just
that
gotta call or
keeps
email
coming.
and we'll get you
Yep.
taken care of. It's just not getting posted on the website yet.
Yep, things keep coming, so that's what we're always so busy with, that we can't do our new arrival videos like we were
Always.
doing. And
Always. The stuff
We're-
literally stacks up behind me. Same as you
Oh, yeah.
guys. It stacks up behind you.
Yep,
Yeah.
it just keeps coming, and it's tough to, anyway, it's
Yeah.
part of the business, right? So we got to get
It's
better.
it's
and
fun,
get
always exciting.
back,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
And give them a call. All the stuff we looked at today, a lot of that, some of the stuff's coming, some of the stuff is in stock, but you can call, ask
Pre-orders.
about it. Yeah. So pre-order those high cubes, those Kato GEs and N-scale, and you can call
Just
and
hit
put
us
in a
up.
pre-order.
Customer service at springcreekmodeltrains.com, right? That's the easiest way to get your pre-orders in. And of course you can call, right, for 402-365-7628, right? Give us a call, get a pre-order set up, and we don't take any payment up front, right? We just ask that you communicate with us when they come in, right? And one way or another, we get it figured out. So
Easy as can be. Can I have
Yep.
a copy of Model Road News thrown into my order if I want?
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got Model Railroad News, right? We carry
Rare
that. We
Model
carry all kinds of
Craftsman and
stuff.
all the books,
Diesel
all that
Era.
stuff.
So
Can I
always-
get one of those shirts that says I made it, or do you have to actually make it to Deschler?
if
you-
you
will
are
you-
willing to hit us up through email or whatever, we will ship you one.
You will
So,
ship one of those shirts.
yeah,
Okay.
we'll sell you one through email if that's the. We try to have some special stuff here. We're working on some of that going into 2024. Working on some stickers, so hopefully be having that to see in boxes as they go out the door. So early stages of that, but that's definitely going to happen. So it's just getting it done and figured out. So we got some help. We got a very maybe a future guest of this show that we need to get on here that's working on stickers for us.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah.
We've not had a guest. I don't think we've had
I know. We're gonna get that figured out. That's
I mean, we're getting there. We're working on,
Okay.
want to get these uploaded to we're
Jeff's
getting
back this
getting
week.
better. Yeah.
This is way better, right?
What?
It's run
Nope.
smoother with Jeff here than it did just
No
you and
trade
me.
show?
It's going great. And this is, I think, what we started our
That's what I've been doing.
our
All I've been
resolution.
doing is train show.
Yeah, that's right. Jeff didn't have a train show this week, so we could
So
be
that's
here.
why he's here. And this was our New Year's resolution to hit this once a month. And
We're doing pretty
doggone
good.
it, we're 10 for 10 right now.
I think we're doing pretty good, and
we're doing good.
I'm really enjoying it. So I have fun seeing the new stuff because I see some of the emails fly by that you talk about, but getting into the detail part is pretty cool.
That's
So
neat.
it's fun to see that.
Well, very cool. Very
People
cool.
like our random
Thoughts.
and our random Railfan photos that we get.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, we
I
do.
I always have a couple of emails or Facebook messages or something of, oh yeah, I saw that too, or oh, that was funny, or hey, did you know? Yeah, so
yeah, well,
that's a good deal.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Well, good visiting with you guys today, and have fun with the shows and everything, and we'll gather back up again when it'll be moving towards Thanksgiving
I
for the
know.
next show.
It's gonna
Wow.
be crazy. It'll be good, right? You got to keep moving forward. And
We're ready for the holidays.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Very true.
Awesome.
Good stuff. Well, thanks again. Thanks everybody for watching.
Yep.
So it's a good time. We have a lot of fun. So appreciate everybody out there, and we'll see you next month. Thanks, Tony.
Thank you, Tony.